All right, Nate's Wrestling. Why do the Cowboys abandon the stuff that works so quick? Simple, really. It's a top-down, conservative approach. Jason Garrett is a conservative-minded guy. So what they do is when things get tough, it's a road game against a good team, they play not to lose. They run the ball on first down, they play for manageable third downs, and then they lose. That's why. They lack aggression, and they lack creativity, so they go back to simple runs, limited motion, all of that kind of stuff. Troy Daniels, do you think we could pry Ken Norton away from Seattle to help out our defense? I'm not interested. I know he's got Cowboys ties. I think you could do better. I think you can get Dan Quinn, for example, if he does get fired. So for the Cowboys, I don't really want Ken Norton. And McCoy wants the Hawaii head coach, Nick Rolovich. Hold on. But why? He's done a great job at Hawaii, don't get me wrong. I'm not high on the Hawaii head coach. I'm the Dallas Cowboys, not the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I'm not going that route. Producer Dylan, a Pokey grad, big mad at me right now. He's left the show. All right, Anthony and Marisa. Will the Cowboys still like Riley if they get stopped by LSU? I mean, do you guys like Nick Saban because despite the fact he lost to Auburn? You guys in on a secret. You don't go undefeated in college football. He's got Oklahoma's one of the 4 best teams several years in a row. Yeah, I'm going to like him no matter what. Yeah. And LSU got a way better quarterback than Oklahoma does. I'm going to like Lincoln Riley. He's done it 3 different years with 3 different guys. Sign me up. Potato Master 123. How much GM power will Jerry give the new head coach? Probably none. So, overarching view here. The Cowboys have a GM. His name is Will McClay. We do this thing when the going is bad. We pretend Will McClay does not exist. We blame Jerry needs a real GM. And then things are going well. Will McClay's great. It's a little bit disingenuous. Maybe we should give more blame to Will McClay. He's your de facto GM. Steven runs the money side of it. Now, the Cowboys do give their head coach and their entire coaching staff input. It is a true group. Just watch the war room film stuff during drafts. The coaches are in there. They're all having input. So he'll have some input. In the words of Bill Parcells, the head coach will have some input on the groceries for what dinner he's making. But if you're especially a college guy, do not give them full GM power. It doesn't work. Saban had a lot of power. It didn't work. Chip Kelly was a disaster. Do not go that route. Let him maximize your guys. Let them have some input on the player, or better, the type of player that you want. All right, Dylan mad at me for making my Oklahoma State joke, but it was an accurate comment, Dylan. Yes, it was. It was, because the Cowboys' Dallas head coaching job was better than the Cowboys' Oklahoma State job. Yeah, exactly. And it's not. I just went with the first Cowboys I thought of. I guess I could have gone Wyoming. Sorry. He wants you guys to put bad head coach ideas in the comments. The Popo says Donald Trump, and just like that, we're done. We already won. First comment is the winner. Crazy. Troy says Jimmy Johnson, and I know Troy's kidding, and I appreciate that. Reminder, if you seriously suggest Jimmy Johnson, I'm just going to okay boomer you. Because it's not 1995 anymore, guys. Doesn't make any sense. It's a good one right there. Someone says Garrett. That's a good one right there. All right, Nate French. Can we get Sean Payton? Probably not. If Payton wanted the job, I don't think that he would have signed the extension. So, sorry. All right, Kelly, another good one. She got a couple good ones today. If Riley is hired, does Kellen Moore leave seems appropriate? Probably. Maybe he goes to Washington, the Huskies to be their new OC. If you bring in an offensive mind like Lincoln Riley, what do you do with Kellen Moore then? At that point, I don't really see much benefit. I think Moore would want a bigger role. So, you could keep him, but he's not going to call your plays. So what is he really doing there? So in the end, no, I don't think that's the route that they end up going. All right, Thurman Wells says Greg Roman head coach, Ron Rivera, DC, and assistant or associate head coach. Yeah, I'm on board with that. I very much like that idea. I don't know if Rivera is a DC next year. I think it might be a head coach, but I like that one a lot. All right, Emanuel Harper. How about Bill Cowher? Okay, boomer. Like, come on, guys. Cowher's not coming out of retirement. Y'all, stay after Christmas. I can calm down. Bill Cowher's not coming back, guys. Bill Cowher has no reason to come back. I know he's only 62 years old. Bill Cowher's got a cushy job at CBS as a broadcaster. Hasn't coached since 2006. Give me a guy who's coached in the past 10 years. How about that? Haley 94 where? I like your idea of Dan Quinn to run the defense. Thank you. And I'll emphasize at this point again, the coaches that you hire as whoever you get as the head coach is critical. Look at what Sean McVay did, right? Sean McVay, offensive mind. He brings in Wade Phillips, worked really well to start. Zach Taylor, offensive mind. Brings in, after missing on like 5 different defensive coordinators, settles on a Giants guy that's not that good. And it's hurt the Bengals. So at that point, remember, getting a good defensive coordinator is going to be key. If I can get Dan Quinn, sign me in. Sign me up. That makes more sense. Speaking of sign up, head over to chatsports.com/bet and use that promo code you see on your screen. Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, boom, extra 60 coming your way for free. Chatsports.com/bet. Destroyer Dog, how long till the Cowboys make the Super Bowl? I don't know. I'm just going to speak positivity next year. All right, Haley 94 where? Do you think Will McClay will have a say in who is chosen for head coach? I think he'll have input. McClay is more of a player personnel guy, which is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong on that one. I think he'll have input. I am very curious to see how this goes. I almost wonder if you're going to have a bit of a feud between Steven and Jerry as to who they want. I could see Jerry wanting Urban Meyer. I think Steven really wants Lincoln Riley, so just keep that in mind. All right, Kyle Clements. Do you see Witten coming back next year? If he doesn't, could we hire him as tight end coach? I don't know what happens with Witten. If I have to guess, I think he retires, and I think tight end coach makes a lot of sense there. I don't have any issue with that, frankly. Like, position coach, that's fine. All right, the Mr. Higher Level 1. Harbaugh is the coach we need. I am very conflicted on Jim Harbaugh. I like the job he did in San Francisco. He's a good coach, and he has done better at Michigan than the guys before him. But A, does he want to leave his alma mater? I don't know if he does. And if he does want to, he hasn't won in the same way that you'd like him to. So I'm conflicted there. In the end, I'd be on board with it. Also, it's kind of tough to get along with sometimes. So I say yes, but in the end, I don't think he's the most likely option there. Furious Stylez. I hate you, Dylan. Tony Romo head coach. Dak was 13-3 and first round bye under Romo. Okay, there's so much wrong here. Number one, Romo didn't have that much input on Dak. Like, that has been debunked multiple times. Second off, I know this is crazy and a hot take. I'm not hiring a head coach who's never coached before. Why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. And then finally, why would Romo come take the job? He has the best job in the world right now. Plays golf every other week, even during his game weeks. He plays all the time in the summer, makes a ton of money. No, doesn't really make sense for either side there. It's not the route I'm going, and frankly, it's a dumb comment. Sorry. I have a deal for you guys though. It's chatsports.com/Cowboys hats. Chatsports.com/Cowboys hats. That's plural. Check the description. Check the comments. The links are in there. Up to 50% off that hat and all kinds of other ones. Now, if you're not a hat guy, I got you covered. Chatsports.com/Cowboys. They got that t-shirt hat combo. They got hoodies. They got t-shirts. They got quarter zips, shoes, jerseys, all kinds of stuff. Some of it on sale for up to 50% off. Chatsports.com/Cowboys. 50% off. All right, Rodrick Webb. For the right price, how about Mike Tomlin? Only on a 1-year extension. I like what Mike Tomlin has done this year. I am very pleased by it. I'm impressed and actually surprised by it. Now, I don't want to trade for him. From that point, I think you can get someone who's not going to cost you a draft pick. I don't think Pittsburgh wants to move on from him, therefore you're probably not going to get him. All right, Nate's Wrestling. I want a head coach who calls plays and who keeps the players and coaches accountable. I don't know how much we've actually talked about it, but accountability is something that is lacking right now on this team, at least from what I've seen. Garrett doesn't take responsibility in press conferences. He throws Kellen Moore to the bus every other week. We listen to his press conferences, right? I don't think there's accountability. I don't think there's there on the defensive side of the ball. I agree. Now, especially if they're not going to call the plays, I need that second part. I need that accountability. Otherwise, don't really know what your head coach is doing if you're not keeping them locked in before the week, and then they're not accountable. What are you doing? So I am down with a play caller. If not, he better be a great leader who actually maximizes guys and gets them prepared and ready to go. JB97, what is your prediction for next season? How many games do the boys win? I am going to not answer that because there's a lot that is going to change. I don't know what the coaching staff, what the roster, what the schemes will look like. I will say this, though. The Cowboys team, barring major regression, are going to be better. The Cowboys this next year are one of the most obvious positive regression teams in the NFL. When you have a high point differential and you lose a lot of close games that the Cowboys have, almost every single time you win more games next year. At minimum, you win more of those close games. You are just tipping the scales of luck at that point. So I think it'll be better next year. AJ Mayers, should Witten and Lee be year-to-year players? That one first. Yes. Witten, go coach. Lee played well enough this year. As long as they're cheap, especially Sean Lee, I bring him back on a 1-year deal. As long as he's healthy and able to help, that's the route I go if I am the Dallas Cowboys. As for Dez wanting back, good or bad idea? I don't see any harm in bringing in Dez Bryant in the offseason. Dez is not the same guy. He's going to be your number 3rd or 4th receiver at best. All right? But what's the downside? He has lost another 2 steps, and you cut him. I'm down to do it in the offseason. I just don't know. He's just not going to be the guy. All right, let's make that very clear here in the end. Hey, Cowboys fans. Thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.